Welcome to another grammar lesson brought to you by eBenkyou.com and Genki Kids 英会話. In this lesson, we will cover auxiliary verb, suggestion, negative. Had better not, ought not to. Alright, here we go. To make had better sentence into negative, you add had better not before the verb. So we have you had better not fight. Some other examples are I had better not go. You had better not hit. He had better not yell. As you can see here, it doesn't matter on the subject. The had better not is always used the same way. The negative ought to form is not common. You add ought not to before the verb. As in, you ought not to fight. Some other examples are I ought not to go. You ought not to hit. He ought not to yell. Okay, once again, these sentences or this way of saying suggestion is not very common, and I prefer to use should or should not. Okay, so I had better not go and I ought not to go. I prefer to say I should not go. But we do use them. All right, let's practice them one more time. I had better not go. I ought not to go. You had better not hit. You ought not to hit. He had better not yell. He ought not to yell. Oh, and be careful here. If you notice, the not goes between ought and to, and not after the to. All right, let's practice some more sentences. I had better not eat that. I ought not to eat that. You had better not look. You ought not to look. He had better not play. He ought not to play. She had better not run. She ought not to run. We had better not complain. We ought not to complain. Okay, let's read that at a normal pace this time. Here we go. I had better not eat that. I ought not to eat that. You had better not look. You ought not to look. He had better not play. He ought not to play. She had better not run. She ought not to run. We had better not complain. We ought not to complain. Okay, you read the sentences next.
I had better not eat that. I ought not to eat that. You had better not look. You ought not to look. He had better not play. He ought not to play. She had better not run. She ought not to run. We had better not complain. We ought not to complain.
Fantastic. Good job, class. Thank you for listening. For more practice using lessons and tests, check out eBenkyou.com. eBenkyou is a website that provides over 14,000 different lessons and tests that enable students to learn and practice English at their own pace. There are many lessons available for all levels, starting from basic vocab, phonics, and grammar. Each of the points covered will also have many corresponding lessons and tests at eBenkyou.com. I hope to see you there. Have a good day.